Well, here we are again. We met the governor last time when we had the tea fires, so we are really glad to have the governor here to give us some support. We know that our whole community is struggling right now, and so many people are evacuated, and neighbors are trying to help neighbors, but it's so good to know that the governor will come take time out of his day to talk to us. So without further ado, I'll give you the governor.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mayor. And I just want to say thank you very much right off the top to CAL FIRE Director Dale Walters and CAL FIRE Chief Ed Locke and Santa Barbara County Fire Chief Tom Franklin and Matt Bettenhausen, as Secretary, for giving me a briefing and update on the fires. I also want to say thank you very much to Senator Maldonado for being here today, and Assemblyman Nava, who also had to move out of his home because his home has been threatened by the fires. Then Mayor Bloom, thank you very much for your great work. And Santa Barbara Sheriff Bill Brown, I want to thank you also for the briefing, because it's a very important part. This public safety is how to evacuate the people very quickly, and law enforcement, of course, has been always a great coordinator with the fire officials. I want to thank also Ventura County Fire Chief Bob Roper for his great work and his great leadership. I think that I want to say right off the top, thank you very much to the unbelievable firefighters that we have here in California and in this area. They are the bravest, they're the toughest firefighters, they're the best equipped firefighters, they're the most selfless firefighters. It's really extraordinary. They move in there, risking their lives, working 24 hours a day. So firefighters, thank you from the bottom of our hearts for the great work that you're doing. Now, the Jesusita Fire has been a great challenge. There's no two ways about it, and I just heard this again from the briefing just now, that because of the winds, 50-mile-an-hour winds, the lack of access to the mountainous terrain and the dense brush, and all of this creates great challenges. But this is why I wanted to come up here to show my support. That's why yesterday I declared a state of emergency for Santa Barbara area, which means that through the Fire Management Assistance Grant, we can draw down 75% of the response costs from the federal government. So this is very, very helpful for us. And because, as you know, we have a financial crisis in California, but I wanted to make sure that you all know that even though we have this crisis, we will not be short of money when it comes to fighting those fires. We will be there for you 100%. We feel sorry and bad for the people of Santa Barbara that year after year you get hit by those fires, but it's very important to us that we show our support, and I want to compliment you here in Santa Barbara, law enforcement and the fire officials and everyone, because there's no place in the state where people come together faster and jump into action faster than right here in this area. Santa Barbara has been fantastic, from law enforcement to the fire officials to the residents. Everyone has cooperated, and I just wanted to give you some of the statistics and some of the numbers that we have just gotten. Jesusita Fire, there's 1,300 acres that have burned so far. 3,500 homes have been threatened. Dozens of homes have been destroyed. There's 5,400 homes that have been evacuated. Then there's the evacuation of people, 13,500 mandatory, and 13,000 have been voluntarily evacuating their homes. Some of them were able, like I think 1,200 were able to move back in yesterday. 125 people spent in shelters. 10 firefighters have been injured, and I will be in touch with them later on. They're getting treatment right now, and our thoughts and prayers are with them so that they recuperate as quickly as possible, and they're back again on the job. We need them. So there's 1,400 personnel right now, 1,400 firefighters that are out there fighting those fires, and 177 engines. Now, what's really amazing about this fire also is that this week I went up and down the state to talk about the Wildfire Awareness Week. We declared this week as Wildfire Awareness Week, and just during that week, we have this fire starting here in Santa Barbara. And the reason why we're traveling up and down the state is basically to make people aware that the best way that we fight those fires and the best way that we actually prevent fires from happening is if everyone works together. And I think this is a very important message for people, that they have to think about the kind of things that they can help, because we know that 90% of the fires are started by people. Our theme is you provide the defense and we provide the offense. And that means defense is prevention. You can prevent fires from happening if you're careful with the matches. Don't start campfires or bonfires. Don't use illegal fireworks. Clear the pine needles and leaves and branches off your rooftops, and also create the 100-foot defensible space around your home. And then if Mother Nature strikes, we will be ready. And as you could see here with this fire, the fire officials, the firefighters, they were ready. Everyone was ready. And on Monday, I signed an executive order on top of that to mobilize more personnel and equipment. That means more engines, more helicopters, and more airplanes. Our engines now will carry 4 personnel rather than 3. So there's all kinds of actions that are going on. We are once again coordinating also with the National Guard, because as you saw last year, we had 2,000 fires at the same time, and because we had a lack of personnel, the National Guard jumped into action. They were trained very quickly to assist the firefighters in fighting those fires. So we have those 2,000 National Guard men and women ready for action at any time. So we want to make sure that we are not getting caught off guard, that when Mother Nature strikes, we will be ready. So thank you very much. And now if you have any questions about any of that, please ask. We have the experts here from law enforcement and also firefighting officials that can answer those questions.
We haven't had an accurate figure. Can we get an accurate figure on how many homes we've actually lost here?
Excuse me, just a second. Do you have a mic? Do we have a mic here? Okay, thank you for the quick action. I like that.
You said earlier this week, Governor, that 1,700 fire jobs will be cut if your propositions fail later this month. After what happened here, that would be devastating.
Well, first of all, let me just make it clear, because there's always the question that comes up, what happens to the fire departments and to the budget if those initiatives don't pass. The first thing you should know is that I always will fight and try to get every dollar that I can for public safety. So that is the important thing you should know. No matter what situation we are in, I always will fight. Like, for instance, that's why I declared the state of emergency, so we can draw federal money. So that is number one. Number two, it's very clear that when the initiatives fail, that there will be $16 billion that will be less available. So therefore, there will have to be additional cuts made. If it is in law enforcement, if it is in fire, if it is in healthcare, if it is in education, in higher education, we see people out there in higher education that were protesting yesterday because their fees will be increased. Yeah, you know that if those initiatives fail, then there will be less money available, billions of dollars less, and that has to come from somewhere. So people should be aware of that. But I will fight for every dollar, and I always will make sure that we have enough manpower and enough engines and helicopters ready to fight those fires. No, there will be just cuts made, and we then all have to work together and figure that out. But I mean, it's just mathematically, that's just what happens. If you all of a sudden have $16 billion less, then those cuts have to be made.
Governor, a follow-up to that.
Yes.
You have had events where you have linked passage of Prop 1A to firefighting capability in the state, and the PPIC poll out today indicates 35% favorable for that ballot measure, and according to the poll, the more people know about it, the less they support it. There seems to be a disconnect between what you've been saying about this ballot measure and what people are buying.
Well, you know, my job is to make sure that the people know the information. If they react towards that or not, then that is up to them. I mean, you know, I always respect the will of the people, and we just let them know, here's the situation. If the ballot measures don't pass, then that means that there will be this billions of dollars less available. We all know that this is an uphill battle, those initiatives. It's very, very difficult, but the people should know what the consequences are. So, you know, but I always respect the way they think and the way they're going to vote. It's that simple. So, but then I think the important thing is for everyone here to know that we are 100% behind the people in Santa Barbara. and be 100% there for you no matter what happens. Firefighting, putting out those fires is a top priority for me, and to have everyone coordinated here is a top priority for me, and I will always be right there when the fires start, and I want to let you know that we are thinking of you, and we act accordingly, and you will always get that money. Thank you very much. Thank you.